Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I want to thank you and Ranking Member Udall for having this hearing on tribal self-governance. I think it's fair to say that self-governance has literally reshaped the way in which healthcare and other social services are delivered to the Native people in Alaska. So whenever we have a hearing on this topic, I take great interest in it. We've clearly seen the success through the remarkable growth of the programs over the decades, and I think that we've heard some of that today, but recognizing that about 40% of all the federally recognized tribes are self-governance tribes under the DOI program, just as testimony to the success of this. But again, whether it's delivery of healthcare, the quality of healthcare, resource management, road systems, we have seen in Alaska really a strong success story in these areas. I note that you have indicated that you'd like to see tribal self-governance expanded to other areas, and right now in Sitka, Alaska, the Sitka tribe is compacting with the National Park Service, and it's my understanding that this is the first time that we've had this relationship. I'd like to tell you it's been easy, it's been perfect, but it's been exploring new territory, and I think we're all looking to make sure that this is something that works for the tribe, that works for the agency, works for the community, but they really are a forerunner right now in how that is coming together. So I was very interested in your testimony, President Blazer, on the approach that you have taken with the co-management with USDA and Forest Service. There's some discussion about, again, relating to USDA and the federal nutrition assistance programs and the USDA food assistance programs. The question that I have for you is, okay, we recognize that there is strength in these self-governance programs. We want to see expansion of them to other agencies. We recognize that there are bumps in the road. Are there some agencies that are more receptive to the idea? Because I think some of the problem that we're dealing with is it's not just a matter of resourcing, and I know how important resourcing is because you have to have the dollars to help facilitate it. But we also know that we've got some pretty entrenched bureaucracies around here, and it is what it is, it's bureaucracy. Some agencies are more willing, I think, to work with us on some of the co-management, the compacts that are out there. Can you speak to that and perhaps share some of the better practices where we say, okay, this is where it's working well, this is an area where we're not working so well and we need to address it? Can you shine some light on this in terms of some best practices that we can look to and perhaps where we can make some improvements?
Thank you, Senator Murkowski. That's a great insight and a great question. In regards to agencies looking and being willing to take on this added opportunity in working with tribes, I think a lot of that goes back to our tribal ability to help make that connection.
You have to have the capacity.
Yes, exactly. And, we're very fortunate to have organizations that have been around for quite some time, like the Intertribal Ag Council, that works with tribes and helps us to have agencies understand the potential and understand the need for these services in order that, again, we can truly demonstrate effective, sustainable self-determination. And so I applaud the efforts of the Intertribal Ag Council. In regards to nutrition, I know there at Mescalero, we're very interested in establishing a sustainable food program. And this is something that we're excited about. We want to enter into it. And we've immediately turned to a program at the University of Arkansas, there at the School of Law, that Janie Hipp, who is heading up that program, has established. She's working with tribes around the country in developing the food policy that we're going to need to, again, properly utilize Indian self-determination through the self-governance and Indian self-determination authorities. And so I guess what I'm speaking towards is that we've got some very talented tribal support programs out there that are working with us, that are working directly with tribes, that are going to help us and enable us to utilize these authorities.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.